All right, get ready, RPG fans, because December is going to be huge GE.
It's going to be a busy month for sure.
17 new RPGs coming out.
Yeah, across PC, consoles, even VR.
A real avalanche of adventures.
That's one way to put it.
So to make sense of it all, we've grouped these 17 titles by theme.
Sounds like a plan.
So you can really get a feel for, what kind of December you want to have.
What kind of mood you're in, right?
Exactly. So let's kick things off with some good old-fashioned fantasy adventures.
Always a classic.
Right. Swords, sorcery, quests, saving the world, the whole 9 yards.
Gotta love it.
And we're starting strong with EverQuest, The Outer Brood.
Oh yeah, this one looks intense.
Giant leviathans, dragon-like minions, factions uniting to fight for survival.
It's got that classic EverQuest feel, that sense of scale, that world-ending threat.
For sure. But this time it sounds like the stakes are even higher.
You're not just grinding for loot here, you're fighting for the fate of Norath itself.
Exactly. Now, if you're looking for something a little more introspective, Fantasian neo-dimension might be more your speed.
Amnesia plot, huh?
Yeah, you wake up after an explosion, only one memory to your name, and a whole world to rediscover.
That's a great hook, pulls you right in.
And you're not just exploring the past, you're also trying to stop some kind of mechanical infection that's threatening the world.
With the creator's history with the Final Fantasy series, the story's going to be good.
Oh, for sure. All right, let's switch gears a bit and talk about Dauntless Awakening.
Monster hunting time.
Yeah, and they're introducing a brand new behemoth called the Karkonos.
I'm curious to see what they do with this one.
Me too. But the real game changer here is the cross-platform progression.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
You can start fighting a behemoth on your PC and then seamlessly pick up the fight on your Switch.
Talk about convenience.
And finally, for our anime fans out there, we have Fairy Tail 2 coming out this December.
Natsu and the gang are back.
This one dives into the Alvarez Empire arc from the manga.
So, a whole empire to take on, huh?
It's going to be epic. They're promising a blend of story retelling and new game-exclusive events.
So something for both longtime fans and newcomers.
Exactly. All right, buckle up, because December is about to get a whole lot darker.
Ooh, how so?
We've got 3 post-apocalyptic survival games that'll really put you to the test.
3? Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it seems like we're collectively fascinated with the idea of, the world ending.
It's a way to explore our anxieties, I guess?
Maybe. But each of these games takes a very different approach to the post-apocalypse.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So first up, we have Skydance's Behemoth.
VR, right?
Yep. You're battling colossal giants in a world ravaged by plagues.
Talk about immersive. I bet that's intense.
Oh, for sure. And the search for a cure for this plague is a key part of the narrative.
So you're not just fighting to survive, you're fighting for a future.
Exactly. Now, if you're looking for something a little closer to home, we have Urban Strife.
Okay, what's this one about?
It's set just 2 years after a pandemic.
That's timely.
It really makes you think about, what we would do in a similar situation.
Like, how would we rebuild society?
Yeah, and how would we deal with the lack of resources, the different factions vying for power?
Sounds like a lot to manage.
Oh, for sure. And finally, for a post-apocalypse steeped in folklore, we have Night is Coming.
Folklore, yeah.
Yeah, it's set in the Carpathian region and draws heavily on Slavic mythology.
That's a unique setting for a survival game.
It is, and the whole game is built around this idea of preparing for this mysterious darkness that's approaching.
So you're constantly on edge, never knowing when it's going to hit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we've had fantasy adventures and post-apocalyptic struggles.
What else is on the menu?
Well, if you're in the mood for something a little more strategic, December has you covered.
Bring it on. I love a good strategy game.
We've got 3 that'll really test your brain power.
Okay, I'm listening.
First up is Project Haven, a squad tactics game set in a gritty urban environment.
Squad tactics. Nice. What's the story?
You're leading a band of mercenaries called the Steel Dragons.
Steel Dragons. I like the sound of that.
They're taking on high-stakes missions, upgrading their gear, trying to survive in a world that's constantly trying to chew them up and spit them out.
Sounds like my kind of game.
And you can play the whole thing solo or team up with friends in co-op.
Oh, that's cool.
Gives you some flexibility.
For sure. What's next?
Next, we're blasting off into space with MENACE.
MENACE, huh?
Yeah, it's from the creators of Battle Brothers, so you know it's going to be tough.
Oh, yeah. Those guys don't mess around.
You're battling an alien threat across a variety of environments.
And I'm guessing there's a lot of depth to the gameplay.
Oh, yeah. Tons of customization, strategic planning, tough choices to make.
Sounds right up my alley.
And finally, for those who prefer to build empires rather than just manage squads, we have Kingmakers.
Kingmakers, huh? Tell me more.
It's an action strategy sandbox game.
So kingdom building with a focus on combat.
Yeah, you're leading armies, conquering territories, establishing your dominance.
And it's all in real time.
You got it. It's entering early access this December.
Nice. I might have to check that one out.
All right, so we've had fantasy, post-apocalypse, and strategy.
What else you got?
Well, how about a little mystery?
Ooh, I love a good mystery.
We've got 2 games that are still shrouded in secrecy, but that just makes them all the more intriguing.
You gotta love a little suspense, right?
First up is Flint, Treasure of Oblivion.
Treasure hunting, eh?
Yep. But the details of the story are still under wraps.
So we don't know what kind of treasures we're looking for.
Nope. And we don't know what dangers lurk in the shadows.
Sounds like my kind of adventure.
And for our second dose of mystery, we have Shadowman, Darque Legacy.
Shadowman. I've heard of that.
It's a long-running horror franchise.
Okay, so we're talking creepy crawlies, occult rituals, that kind of thing.
You got it. It's definitely one for fans of the series, but newcomers might enjoy it too.
All right, I'm adding that to my list.
Now, before we move on, we got to talk about sequels and expansions.
Ah, yes, the return of the familiar.
First up is Dungeons 4, Not Another Multiverse.
I love that title.
It's perfect, right? You're still that evil dungeon lord thwarting those pesky heroes, but this time you're doing it across multiple dimensions.
Multiverse shenanigans. Sounds like a lot of fun.
It does. And then we have Path of Exile 2.
Path of Exile 2. Wow, that's a big one.
A true sequel, building on the foundation of the original, but with a whole new campaign, new characters, an expanded world.
It's going to be massive.
And for our cyberpunk fans, we have Warframe, 1999.
1999. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's taking us back to the early days of the Warframe universe.
So a prequel of sorts.
More like a flashback, a glimpse into a pivotal moment in the game's history.
I'm curious to see how they handle that.
Me too. All right, believe it or not, we're not done yet.
There's more.
We got 2 more games to discuss, and they're both pushing the boundaries of what we typically think of as an RPG.
Okay, I'm all ears.
First up is On Your Tail.
On Your Tail, huh? What's that about?
It's a blend of narrative, mystery, adventure, and life simulation.
So you're solving a mystery while also living a life.
Yeah, you're building relationships, making choices that affect both the case and your personal journey.
Sounds intriguing.
It's coming out on PC in December, but Swish players will have to wait until February.
Ah, a timed exclusive.
And finally, we have TSURUGIHIME.
TSURUGIHIME. Okay.
The whole game is built around this 100-day countdown to the final battle.
Wow, talk about pressure.
Every decision you make brings you closer to that final confrontation.
So it's all about how you spend your time.
Exactly. Do you focus on training? Do you explore the world? Do you build relationships? Every choice matters.
I love that. It makes every moment feel meaningful.
And that's just a taste of what December has in store for RPG fans.
Wow, that's a lot to take in. I'm gonna need a bigger hard drive.
So to all our listeners out there, get ready to dive in, explore new worlds, challenge yourselves, connect with others, and most importantly, have fun.
Happy gaming, everyone.